it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in a little bit more in depth on emotional manipulation at the hands of a covert, overt narcissist or a psychopath. And I wanted to do a series of this topic because I think it's very important for you to understand the dynamics when this occurs. Emotional manipulation is when a person wants to gain power and control over you through deceptive and really underhanded tactics to change basically how you feel, how you think, how you behave, how you relate. So yes, there are influencers in life, people who are more influential than others. Yet when a narcissist engages in a relationship, chances are they are using emotional manipulative techniques or character disordered parts of their personality to get control over you, how you think, how you behave, how you feel about yourself. And when I say control, I mean more so in a negative way versus a positive, supportive way. Negative way meaning that you are going to be manipulated to feel less than, to feel inferior to, and to feel basically like your back is up against the wall. Like you have to defend and combat and fight with this individual. They are looking for a response. They are looking for a way to feel like they have overpowered you. And realize that the narcissist has an insatiable need to have control and power over others. Likewise, so does the psychopath. That is what they live for. That is their operating system is they seek to overpower others. They seek to have control over others. For some reason, part of their personality, this is what is very satisfactory to them. This is how they like to engage others. They like to have power over others versus interaction. I find it very interesting because there's not a real interaction with a narcissist. It is very one-sided. It is very much one-directional, meaning it is generally always about them. It is about them, their ego, what they've done, what they want, what they want. It's just all about them. I mean, it's just like a vacuum. It is all going one direction. Suck, 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 suck. It is all about them. And so in the beginning of the relationship, either by, virtue of it being your family of origin, if you were born into this family or with this type of individual, or you were love bombed by this type of individual that we find in narcissistic partners, psychopathic partners, that generally in the beginning of the relationship, there was a very favorable sort of emotional manipulation. In other words, this person had emotionally manipulated you in a very deliberate and calculated manner in order to feel pleased, to feel pleasure, to feel taken care of, where basically the whole world fell away. When you felt that this person either was very talented or very charming or very intelligent, or they had basically a certain allure or attraction to them. And in the case of the psychopath, there's oftentimes very difficult to pinpoint, but just this pervasive charm about them that they tend to transmute from their physicality. And generally, this is a very much based on an aggressive and a testosterone and a sort of dopamine rewards, response that you feel permeating off of them. So realize that in the beginning, the emotional manipulation takes that form of something very pleasurable, and it's very much the term is coined, love bombing, where you feel engulfed by them. You feel this oceanic oneness. But then as the relationship continues, you find that you cannot think for yourself. You cannot be yourself. You cannot have values of your own. You are not valued for being an independent person. You're only valued and acknowledged for being an extension of them. So if you come back with a negative or some sort of other opinion which does not jive with them, it could be your own feeling, your own opinion, which is very worthwhile and very valid, something that you have experienced, something that's important to you, you'll find that it's not met on with an open person, an open heart, an open ear, someone who is listening. Because for a narcissist who is seeking to emotionally manipulate, they are always the one who is right. The narcissist constantly has to be the one and only. The attention has to be on them. It is all about them, and they have to be the one who is always right. There is no other side of the coin. There is no other viewpoint. There is no validating where you're coming from. It's their way or the highway. I mean, that's just where it goes. They are very oftentimes not open to other people's opinions or constructive criticism, or something which would actually benefit them. They tend to alienate those very people who could be actual great supporters or great people for them in their life. They tend to alienate and push these people away because they are quote unquote different, because they have a different talent, because they have a different strength. And the narcissist, if you're not an extension of them, what good are you? You're basically like a foot at the end of their leg. They're going to use you to walk all over, and if they can't walk all over you, you're of no use to them. It is really truly all about them, and they are the ones that are right, and you are basically going to be shamed, humiliated, put down, chastised for being yourself. So if you feel this way, then you are unequivocally in the presence of an emotional manipulator, a narcissist, or a psychopath. When they, just want to, it's all about them. I mean, the body language, the talk, I mean, it's just how they go through life, because they're basically, if you think about it, they're basically just pushing people away, when it's all about them, because it's all about them. And so if they can push others away, they're not having to acknowledge or deal with another person's strengths, because it's hurtful to them. They have a deep-seated insecurity. They have a deep-seated jealousy. Remember, the narcissist is all about the mask. And so if anyone comes up into their presence who has a different strength, a different personality, who is actually humble, this narcissist is going to view this individual as weak. You're a real and authentic and a humble human being with a real reality and experience, and you have a sensitivity. The narcissist identifies this as a weakness, because remember, the narcissist does not contain empathy. They do not operate by empathy. They have an empathy deficit by basis of their physiology and their neurophysiology. They do not have empathy. They do not understand another's viewpoint. They can't embrace another's viewpoint. This is their shortcoming. This is their flaw. This is their character disorder. They are not about that. They are not embracing your other side, so you can't really embrace them in a relationship. And definitely with a psychopath, you cannot embrace, an interdependent relationship, because they're out basically to prey on you. And so this is a very important part for you to understand, this emotional manipulation. See it for what it is, and rather than feeling that you are less than in the eyes of this person, realize that this is just the impact of emotional manipulation, and it has nothing to do with reality. It has nothing to do with truth. This is just emotional manipulation to cause you to feel this way. And if they have created this feeling in you that you are less than, that you're insignificant, that your viewpoint, that your input doesn't matter, that they can't be open-minded enough, that they can't be a big enough person, if they can't be humble enough to listen, if they can't receive information that would be very supportive, nurturing, and actually beneficial to them, but they push it away because they are narcissistic, then you are unequivocally in a relationship where this person is living their mask, they're living their lie, and you are not able to be embraced by them because of their emotional manipulation. So rather than being defined by them and how you feel around them, you need to go no contact. You need to acknowledge it for what it is. You need to identify that this is an emotional manipulator, and you need to get away from them by going no contact. You need to separate. You need to have some space. You need to be your own person. You are your own person. And if this person can't acknowledge and embrace that, then you have no business being around them, because this person unequivocally will make you feel less about yourself, feel inferior, have negative self beliefs, which will then transmute into negative emotions, which will cause your body to sink down and feeling less than and powerless. And you'll just not be able to vocalize. You won't be in touch with your own personality, your own identity, which you need. You have to be your own person. You have to be independent. You have to have your own voice. You have to learn self-reliance, and you have to have that control coming from within. And if you've been with an emotional manipulator, chances are this is news. Chances are this is a new and scary feeling. Chances are you have never exercised your independence, your I am, your own values. You haven't been able to express them. You haven't been able to live them. You haven't been able to be around others who validate them. Therefore, the solution is, like we discussed in the recovery journal, getting in touch with your voice, getting in touch with your I am, getting in touch with that positive self, which likes to be with others who, are fulfilling, who validate you on a positive, realistic basis, and who embrace your opinions and who are able to be big enough people to embrace other viewpoints. It's a miracle when you realize that there are other types of people other than narcissistic who embrace you, will support you, who will have discussion with you and not just seek to criticize, control, and emotionally manipulate. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Peace.